I'm here to do a video. The I don't know what we want to call him. the He's not a supervisor, but he's a mess maker. The little Prince mess maker sitting over there. He might do a drive-by. Hopefully not. Hopefully he's settled down now, because I've tried to record this video another time, and it was just yeah. Hence the cat paw breakage in this. Anyway, I'm here to do a video on alternatives to Gayle Agostinelli's label stamps. I know Rachel from Roxy Creations has them. There's a few people that have the stamps that look like this, right? I don't have those stamps, and I can't afford the $70 that it's going to cost to get a set of the stamps. So I thought, well, maybe there's other people that have the same issue where they're not able to purchase the stamps. So I thought I would find a way to do it, make it so we can make faux labels and stuff like that. And I'm going to give you two different ideas on how you, and several ideas on how you can come up with the actual label templates. So what I did was I went into Photoshop and I created the labels in this pattern, and you can see it's got the double lines just like the other labels and everything like that. If you don't have Photoshop, you could use maybe Microsoft Word or 3D Paint. You just need something that, or you can even do them by hand, draw them out by hand and then scan them into your computer. You do need a computer of some sort to help you, and a printer to help you get these stamps. So there is alternatives to if you don't have Photoshop. But what I did is I went into Photoshop and I created the labels. And so then, well, I wanted them to be clear and transparent so I can collage them. That's how we're going to get the stamps on some of the papers that I've chosen. There's two different ways. There's two different papers here, and both of them are see-through. This one's a little less see-through probably because I didn't put enough stuff on it, but you can still see through it and see my hand. And this one's very transparent. You can definitely see my hand through that one. Okay. And so what I want to do is I'm going to be able to, the nice thing about doing this is you don't need the stamps. You just need some glue, Mod Podge or anything, and some thin. I used here, I'll show you. There's a couple different things you can use. You can either use this Dixie All-Purpose Food Wrap, and they come in a box of like 1,000. I know you used to get them on Amazon. I don't know if that's still the case, but I've had this box forever. Like I said, it came with 1,000 papers, I think. Yeah, but so, and I'm still not even. Maybe I'm halfway through the box now. So I got about 500 left. Roughly, give or take. You can use that. You can maybe use really thin, lightweight tissue paper, or you can use thin tracing paper. And one of the methods I used to get this one, this one, I used Nick the Booksmith's spray paint transparency thing. If you just go on our channel and you look for, I'm not sure what the video was called. I've seen it, and I've done it. I've done it with the tracing paper, and I created like vellum sheets, but can't remember. But if you just look up maybe Nick the Booksmith vellum, and you might find it. She uses a spray paint. Oh, let me get that. 1 second, guys. Okay, so this is the stuff that she found to use. It's awesome stuff. And in that video, she shows where she takes tracing paper, puts stamps on it or prints on it, and then sprays the stuff on both sides. Lets it dry, spray, let it dry, turn it over, spray, and let that dry. And then you end up with this very transparent sheet of vellum-y type paper. A little bit sturdier than what it was because it was just that thin Dixie wrap. But again, you can use tracing paper. You can use maybe if you have other lightweight wax papers, maybe. I'm not sure. You know, try on different papers. But I would definitely go with something that's very thin in nature because what it does is the spray paint soaks into the paper and makes it become clear. Okay, so that was one method I used because I'm like, okay, how can I get the stamp images for me, because I don't have the stamps, and you want them to be clear so you can see through it. You can see through here the napkins coming through those, and so that's what I came up with. So then I took it and I printed it on the same paper, and I used another method that I like to use. You can use this with stamping on the paper or whatnot. Oh, there's the kitty. Hopefully he won't be too crazy. But this one, I used Daddy Van's unscented furniture polish, beeswax furniture polish. This is what it is. Okay, and so you just lightly with a polish brush, that's what this is, and you lightly coat each side, and then you could let it dry or use paper towel to, rub it into the paper and get it off there. And it doesn't have any wax film. Now it's not I would say this is a little more durable. This is still a little more, in that it has retained that paper feel. So either one is equally good. And I'm going to show you up here up close. I'll pull this one. Let me hold the napkin. So see how you can see stuff through the paper? Okay. And then there's this one. Okay. So this one's a little bit more clear, but I think it was because I did not put enough wax into this one. But I still like it. It's still very clear. And once I adhere it down, and that's the next step of the process, is you're gonna cut out whatever label shape you want and put it wherever you want. I'm using napkins and rice paper. Now I'm a big avid fan of rice paper and napkins and stuff, but I also pulled out a piece of map paper, scrapbook paper, and we're going to adhere on all of them. But I've done this method with using this stuff, but in a different way. And so it occurred to me that I could use those same processes to overlay. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna cut out this page, or if you want to put the whole page down on what you're wanting to cut out, and adhere it down with your glue of choice, whether that's matte medium, Mod Podge, a Collage Podge. There's what is that? Perfect paper adhesive. The PPA glue, whatever your glue choice is, that's fine. You don't need anything special. And again, this is only a couple dollars, so it really costs you nothing. You just need a printer and some thin weights. And what I do is the pages from that box are 12 by 12, so I tear it down to 8.5 by 11, and then I use a repositional glue stick and just adhere this to the top of my carrier sheet, and then I put it into my printer, and then I print whatever I want on it, and then I take the wax or the spray and I do the process. And that's about it. So now that we're at the point where the process is done, again, you want to spray both sides during the process, whether spray, or wax. You want to do it on both sides, because that's going to make the paper translucent or clear. So what I want to do is I brought out a couple different things. This is rice paper. Let's do on this one. this out of here. And then the other nice thing about this, unlike the stamps, is, and I think some of them are clear, but so you might have this option, is I can take this whole sheet and I can kind of audition where I want it to go. So let's say I want to, that looks like a fun little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and I'm just going to tear this. I'm not even going to, you don't even need your scissors. This paper is so lightweight, you can easily tear it off the page, and oops, and then cut it down. Okay, not so easily. I don't know why it's not working for me, but maybe because I'm trying to go fast. That one is broken. I broke this one. So I guess you're better off using scissors. I tried to tear it, which I could have, but you know, hey, okay, so that one's out. So we'll take this one. Yeah, so I wanted to give everybody an alternative to this. Okay, now I'm just going to cut around, since, yeah, you're going to have to cut out the edges. Now this paper is clear, so technically, really, you could glue the whole thing down and then cut around it. I'm cutting first, but that's just a choice I made. You could hear this down, and because it's clear or translucent, it won't show so much. Okay, so I've cut that out, and I like this little bit here. So I'm gonna take my, oh, hold on, drop something as usual. Okay, so I'm gonna take my trusty matte medium, and I got a paper over here. I would use my matte by itself, but just we have an intruder, an intruder alert. Yeah, at least you can still see me. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, move the butt. Move the butt. Over here. Come on. Good boy. Okay, so I'm going to put the matte medium down where I want it to be, which, you know, the area that I want to adhere to. You know, it's a simple collage now at this point. Once you've done the process to the tracing paper or deli paper or whatever it is you're using, it's a simple collage after that. So I can just put this down, and I use an inkjet, so the process also fixes the ink. Okay, so see there, now I can go in and I can cut that out, and I got a cute little label, so I'm going to quickly dry that. Now you may see some wrinklage there. I don't mind, especially since you know, we work with vintage stuff in our journals. I'm just going to give that an extra little. And the video, if you look for where Gayle used the rice paper, that's where I kind of joined that with the process that I knew from Nick the Booksmith, and then my own, well, not my process. This process came from Patty Tolly Parrish through Shannon Green, using the Daddy Vans on that paper. So now that this is dry, I can go in and just simply cut around it like so. Be careful not to cut into, you know, so, you know, you don't have the stamps, that's fine. You can make your, you know, you can make your own label this way, and it doesn't really cost you anything extra. Ink from your printer and a couple dollars if you want to use a spray paint, and then you have this cute little label. See? Yeah, and it gives it's just pretty. It's just pretty. Let's see if that'll focus. Come on, focus. Yeah. So see there? All right, this is garbage because I ripped those. Not being careful. Be careful with your papers, especially the lightweight ones. Now let's do a little bit of on a napkin. This is a nondescript napkin. Okay, and I'm just going to tear this out. Okay. Yeah. And hey, off the computer. Hey, Mr. Man. Come on, off the computer. Thank you. Intruder alert. Okay, so I think I want to get some smaller labels. So I'm going to do the same thing. And this was the Daddy Vans one. Let's actually switch over to this one. And I'll take out the long labels. And then the nice thing about creating your own shapes is you can create very unique, labels. You can get very unique with it. Or, what was I thinking? I lost my train of thought. You can make them any size you want too. You're not confined to the size of a stamp, right? So you can make these as big or, unique as you want them when you're creating them. Okay. So I'm just going to leave this as one piece. We can cut them out later. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take, now napkin is very, very delicate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first put the glue on the stamp. And I'm just going to, I can see where it's going. Oops, I put it upside down. That would not be good. And then I'm going to lightly, and you don't want to do it the other way because you may tear your napkin. Napkin is very, very delicate, and so you want to glue the napkin to the digital stamp. That's what I'm going to call these, digital stamps. Okay, and okay, so now let me get a wipey for that. I don't want glue sticking around because of the little kitty cat. He's laying over here. You can't see him, but he's laying over here on my desk watching every move I make. I guess you are supervising, huh? Or should we call you the newest mascot? Huh? Is that what we're going to do? Yeah. Hi. But you're on my heat gun. Okay, can I have this? Thank you. Yeah. 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 Mama drying something? What's going on? What? Okay. I do want to put glue on this side because I didn't. Now that we've glued that one side, I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of glue on that side. Now that it's adhered, quickly dry that. And then, now that you have the stamps on there, you can also do like you would with the other stamps, put stamp an additional word in there, whatever the case may be. And finish drying these really quick. So it's just, ooh, so sorry. It takes a little bit of more work. But if you don't have the money, you don't have the money. And this is a great way to use some of the tools that you already have, like, Microsoft or Photoshop or whatever the case may be, to create something that really is free at this point, because you already own those items, right? You already have the computer, and if you don't have a computer, maybe you have something else. Maybe, I don't know if you can do this stuff, create stuff on the iPad. I've never tried, but maybe that's an option. Okay, so, and then and there's your stamps. Well, these are a little translucent. Let me get a piece of paper here. And because they're translucent, now I can go ahead and stamp. Come on, focus. There we go. So see how fun those are? So you can create a bunch of different labels, and now they're very pliable. You know, they're ready to go. They're thin. You can put them in, you know, on pockets and things. But they have a nice feel. They'll collage down or glue down really easy, and you know, you don't have to go out and spend $70 on a set of stamps, you know, because like right now I would love to have them, but I can't afford them, right? So I am going to find a way. If there's a way to make something work, I'm going to try to find it. And if I haven't found it, somebody else probably has. So again, I just took 2 different processes. One I learned from Nick the Booksmith, and the other one I learned from Patty Tully Parrish through Shannon Green. And then I applied it to label making, inspired by Gayle. She used rice paper. So you can do the same thing with stuff you have at home. Right? Okay, guys, so that's what I wanted to show you. I'm going to go off and make a whole bunch more labels so I can have them ready to go for my use. So enjoy, have fun, be creative, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you all. Bye.